I'm Dana K. White. I'm the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life. And this is my last video until after summer. So this is coming out at the end of May. I take summers off so that I can focus on my family. It just is what it is. It's what I have to do to keep going in all of this. So make sure you're subscribed so that when videos come back, you get them, okay? All right, so we're talking today about awkward pauses. Awkward pauses are incredibly powerful during this survival mode time of year for a lot of people, okay? Summer is a natural time when it feels like you're gonna have all the time to do all the things that you've wanted to do, and that's great. Maybe you'll get a lot of that done in those first few weeks or over the course of the summer, but the reality is for a lot of us, it ends up either from the start or eventually turning into a loosey-goosey time where we feel like, okay, what is it exactly that I'm supposed to be doing? And things are crazy and I can't plan anything because I've got to be here, 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 or I get going really well and then something comes along, vacation Bible school, whatever it is that you're involved in, and all of a sudden everything flies out the window, right? So awkward pauses are your very best friend. So here's what I mean by awkward pauses. Awkward pauses are those moments over the course of your day when you just kind of are standing there thinking, all right, so this just finished, and then I have to start this again in a moment, and I've got 3 minutes, and 3 minutes is not enough time to do anything. And I won't get anything done in here, and this is a disaster, and I feel like I should be doing something, but 3 minutes is not enough, right? Those are the awkward pauses. Sometimes it's 7 minutes. Sometimes it's 25 minutes. Whatever. It's these little time pockets that you find yourself thinking, oh, there's so much to do. There's not enough time to do it, okay? This is how I take advantage of awkward pauses, and I hear from people all the time how powerful awkward pauses are in their homes when they learn to recognize them and they know what to do during the awkward pause. And that's the key, knowing what to do during the awkward pause. Okay, the first thing to do when you realize you're in an awkward pause is the same thing that's the first thing to do anytime when you want to work on your house. So you know what I'm going to say if you know me at all, right? Go do the dishes. If it's a 3-minute or a 2-minute awkward pause and you think that's way too many dishes for a 2-minute awkward pause, do one dish. Do anything that you can do, whether that's empty the dishwasher for the 2 minutes that you have, or put things from the sink into the dishwasher, gather things from throughout the house to put into the dishwasher. Whatever you can do to do a little bit of the doing the dishes is actually going to be incredibly powerful in your home and way more powerful than standing there staring into space for those 3 minutes thinking there's so much to do and I don't have the time to do it, okay? So if you hand wash, washing one dish, those little sink scrubbers, I do have one in here. These things, incredibly powerful. You put the soap in them. They are so powerful in being able to quickly and easily wash one dish in the midst of an awkward pause. If you have a 15-minute awkward pause, still, if you need to tell yourself, I'm just going to do what I can in this 15 minutes, great, do that. But y'all, you'll probably get most of your dishes done in that amount of time. But if you're not looking for awkward pauses and you don't know what to do when you experience an awkward pause, then those things don't happen and they build, okay? This is how you make it through the survival mode time of summer or any time. And then as it becomes a practiced thing, you'll find that this is actually the key all the time, is looking for these awkward pauses and using them well, okay? So number one thing, do the dishes. Second, after the dishes are done, if you have an awkward pause, do a 5-minute pickup. If you only have a 2-minute awkward pause, do a 2-minute pickup. Set the timer to remind yourself, okay, I've got to go to the next thing after this. I've got to go pick up the kid, whatever. But do a pickup. A pickup is in the most visible space, picking things up and putting them all the way away. Not half doing them, but finding something that is out of place and taking it to its place. One thing at a time, or as many things as you can carry to that space in your hands, okay, without sticking them into another like laundry basket or a box or something where they're just gonna live forever, right? That feels like doing something, but it's not really doing something. So use the awkward pause to do a 5-minute pickup or whatever amount of time that you have. Get going, okay? And pick things up, put them away. Y'all, those 2 tasks will change your home. Even if you're in a situation where your house is a complete disaster with stuff everywhere, dishes, every single dish in the house is dirty, taking your awkward pauses, identifying them, and using them to work on the dishes for whatever amount of time that you have. Y'all, at the end of this summer, if you use every awkward pause to work on dishes, your house will be different than it is now. Working on dishes, and then use any other awkward time to do a pickup, 5-minute pickup, 3-minute pickup, 2-minute pickup, whatever, your house will be different at the end of the summer instead of in shambles, okay? If your house is pretty good right now, this is how we maintain and keep it under control. But let's say you get those 2 things under control and you're still, you're like, I want to make decluttering progress this summer. Use those awkward pauses. Use the awkward pauses to do the things that need to be done anyway in the big overall project that you're wishing you could accomplish, okay? So let's say that you've been thinking, this summer I am going to find a weekend where I can just dig in and declutter. Great. But if you will look for awkward pauses and say, in those awkward pauses, I am going to look at this big decluttering project that I have in mind for the future, for when I'm going to have time for it. I'm going to look at that project and say, okay, what within this project can I completely do in this awkward pause that I have? I've got 3 minutes between picking up this kid from the camp and coming home and letting the dog out of the crate or whatever it is, okay? I've got 3 minutes here. This 3 minutes, I'm going to look at this big project that I want to accomplish later when I have time. And I'm going to say, during this 3 minutes, is there anything that I can do for this project and do completely? This is the first 3 steps of the decluttering process, y'all. I have my no mess decluttering process. You can get a printable of that process at aslobcomesclean.com/5. I also explain it in great detail, applied to all the different areas of your home in Decluttering at the Speed of Life. It is in short version with pictures at Organizing for the Rest of Us. There's videos here on YouTube. You can listen to my podcasts, all those things, okay? But for right now, during the awkward pause, say, in this big project I want to accomplish eventually when I have time, what can I do? You can throw away trash. Whatever trash can you have, or just grab what you can get in your hands. Look for identify trash. Take that to the trash can. In those moments that you have, that's going to give you such a better understanding of what you're going to need to do in this space so that when you do have the time to do it right, you're going to be so much farther ahead as you do that, okay? Then look for easy stuff. Is there anything in this space that I know where it goes already? I'm just going to go ahead and do that in whatever awkward pause that you have. It's going to take you forward to get this project done. Or what if you go through the whole summer? And I know that a lot of us have had these summers before where we thought we were going to have this big chunk of time to get a lot of work done, and then we never ended up having it. If that happens to you this summer, this space is still going to be better because of the work that you did on it in awkward pauses. But the key to awkward pauses is that we don't partially do something. We acknowledge that this is an awkward pause. This is a short little chunk of time. So I'm going to do things that I can complete, small things that I can complete that are going to move my whole house forward, that are going to make my whole house a little tiny bit better. And I'm going to take advantage of that. So the key to that is the take it there now. That means I am not going to set anything aside. I'm not going to use this time to sort. I'm going to look for things that I already can fully, completely accomplish. Donations. Donations go straight in the donate box. Hopefully, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you have an ongoing donate box, right? So anything in this space that I know I'm going to declutter eventually when I have time, is there anything that I already know needs to be donated? And stick that stuff in the donate box. And then as you start to experience, wow, this space is getting better just by using little awkward pauses here and there. I think I've kind of gotten the trash and the easy stuff and the dead donations out of there as best I can without pulling everything out, because I don't have time to do that. We don't do that anyway with the no mess process, but I especially don't have time when I'm using an awkward pause, right? Okay, well, keep going with the process. Pull out one item, ask yourself the decluttering question, where would I look for this first, and take it there now. Okay, you will be amazed at what you can do in an awkward pause. If you feel like your whole house is the decluttering project that you wanted to accomplish this summer, use those awkward pauses in your most visible space. Go to the most visible space in your home, the entryway, your living area, and just work on the first several steps of the no mess process: trash, easy stuff, and obvious donations. Work on those steps in your most visible space in any awkward pause that you have, because that's the beauty of it. You don't have to predict how much time you're gonna have, which means when you have a small amount of time, you can make real, actual progress because you're using the no mess decluttering process. Okay, I hope you have a great summer. I might be around here and there, but for the most part, I'm just committed to not being tied down to the computer this summer so that I can enjoy time with my college-age kids, because they are all college-age now. What in the actual world? But anyway, it's been fun. Go check out my book from your local library if money is an issue, or grab it wherever. I know it's everywhere books. All three of my books are everywhere books are sold, right? So go to aslobcomesclean.com/book, and that will tell you the places where you can get it. If your local library doesn't have it, ask them to order it. Usually the person who asks to order it can also be the first person in line to get to read it when it comes in. All right, I will talk to y'all later. Have a great summer. Bye.